Yes, welcome. This is Meenu Kalra.
This is Vishal Kalra.
Here we are going to discuss what are the various banking products available for the consumers. Consumers may be individuals or business units. These are saving accounts, current accounts, fixed deposits, recurring deposits, and lockers or safety vaults provided by the banks. Banking products in India are in form of various types of bank account which bank offers as per the needs of the customers, and the customers needs are based on their age, income, gender and profession. Age wise, like if you are a person of 60 years plus, then senior citizen saving bank account is offered to you, which includes certain preferential rates of FD and comparatively less charges. If you are a woman in India, as we can see that women are majorly uh, working, not working, they are housewives and they have different financial needs of investment and lifestyle needs also. Some banks offer high withdrawal limits with attractive benefits and cashback offers also. Third is normal saving account, which can be opened by anyone. Average quarterly balance needs to be maintained for such accounts, failing which bank charges penalty. Normal saving account comes with the features such as passbook, net banking, phone banking, checkbook facility and debit card, etc. Banks pay only 3 to 4% rate of interest. Some private banks like Kotak Mahindra and Yes Bank, they used to offer 6 to 7% also on such deposits. However, interest earned up to rupees 10,000 in a financial year on saving account is exempted from income tax. Bank as a rule do not give overdrafts facility in a saving account, but allow occasional overdrawings to meet contingencies. Nomination facility is also available to the depositors. They can make a declaration to this effect in an appropriate form. Interest earned on saving account is credited to saving account on a quarterly, half-yearly basis depending upon the bank's policies. Fourth is basic saving deposit account, or we can call it no-frill saving account for the common man. Individuals having a no-frill account need not maintain minimum balance criteria, or it can be very low minimum balance. This was after the instructions from the RBI to reach vast sections of the population. However, no-frill account comes with certain restrictions which vary from bank to bank. Another type is student saving account. Only few bank offers student saving account with no minimum balance or very less balance to be maintained. It's very useful for students studying in other cities or in abroad. Next is kids account. Individual can open a separate account for kids also, which will help them in saving money, and same can be used for future needs, be it fee payment or any further investment. It's kind of good luck account or piggy bank account. Next type is salary account, zero balance account for salaried class people. It's a type of account where the salaries get credited. This can be opened by the employer for its employees. And then is fixed deposit account or term deposit account. It's a financial instrument provided by banks or NBFCs which provide investors a higher rate of interest than a regular saving account. In deposit terminology, the term fixed deposits refers to a type of account or certificate of deposit where deposits are made for a specified fixed period of time, and that payout a fixed rate of interest on it. Another type of account is recurring deposit account. This can be opened by a customer who wants to save a certain amount of money regularly for a specific period and get a higher rate of interest. In recurring deposit account, a settled amount of money is deposited for a specific period for every month. The total amount refunded with interest at the end of particular fixed time. The minimum period of deposit is 6 months and maximum 10 years. The interest rates change for different plans based on the amount one saves and also on the period for which one saves. No withdrawals are allowed from the recurring deposit account till the maturity of the deposit. However, the banks may allow closing the account before the maturity period in case of any need. These RDs are opened in single name or in joint names. Bank also provide the nomination facility to the RD account holder. Then is current accounts. This is a type of bank account which is relevant to the people who run business. These can be opened with public or private banks. Current account is ideal for carrying out day-to-day business transactions. In current account only, there is one cash credit current account. It's a pre-arranged loan. So through that, a customer can withdraw money up to a maximum amount. That amount is called limit, and this is the limit against collateral, normally against stock and debtors or property. For businessmen, there is one overdraft account. It's an additional facility given in current account, where the customers can withdraw amount more than the balance he has in his account. Different types of overdraft accounts allow users to carry negative balances in a way that avoid large overdraft fees and do not always require collateral. And one important category is for NRIs. NRIs, that is non-resident Indian, they can open two types of accounts. One is non-resident external account for Indian citizens settled abroad, and second is NRO saving account. NRI is often faced with the situation of maintaining a rupee account in India, basically for two reasons. One is for bringing back the overseas earned money to India, and or NRI wants to keep Indian based earnings in India only. NRIs have the option of opening NRE account and NRO account. In NRO account, it can also be opened by a person of Indian origin and an overseas citizens of India. NRE and NRO account have certain similarities also. Both can be opened as saving account as well as current account. NRN, Indian rupee account. One needs to maintain an average monthly balance of rupees 75,000 minimum. And the differences are, in NRE account, the interest earned is tax free, whereas in NRO account, the interest earned is taxable. NRE account can be opened by two NRIs, whereas NRO account can be opened by an NRI along with an Indian citizen or another NRI. In case of deposits and withdrawals, the deposits are in foreign currency and withdrawals are in Indian currency, whereas in NRO, the Indian currency is deposited as well as foreign currency. and withdrawals are only in Indian currency. NRE account is prone to exchange rate risk, whereas NRO account is not prone to this type of risk. Yes, students, we'll continue with the last class, types of accounts. Fixed deposits and recurring deposit, they have to be discussed in little detail also. Fixed deposit, as all of you must be aware, FDRs, we are having the culture or habit of investing in FDRs as the most safe financial instrument which is considered by our families from generations. FDR is an instrument through which a person or investor gives money to a bank for a certain period, and he receives interest and gets his money back along with the interest after the end of the period. For example, if Mr. Aditya, aging 40, decides to invest in rupees 10,000 in a 1-year FD with 8% interest, at the end of 1 year he will get back rupees 10,800. Rupees 800 is going to be interest earned by him. FDR is considered very safe investments. They are offered by nationalized banks, private banks and companies. Nationalized banks FDRs are safer as compared to private bank FDRs, and private bank FDRs are safer as compared to corporate FDRs. FDRs are also known as term deposits. Features, when we talk about features, the amount of investment, rate of interest, length of investment, they are the basic features depending on which the investment is done. Investment of rupees 10,000 and rate of interest of 8% and length of investment 1 year will be the criteria on which Mr. Aditya FDR is going to be decided. The rate of interest will not change during the term of the FDR. It's going to remain the same. Hence, it is very easy to calculate the maturity value. For senior citizens, 0.5% is going to be given extra, and this FDR rate of interest will be calculated quarterly on FDRs of period greater than 6 months. Simple interest is used to calculate interest on FDR of having lesser duration than 6 months. FDR interest is taxable. A person who is investing in an FDR minimum has to invest for 7 days, and it can go on up to 10 years. But this much long is not very common. 3 to 5 years FDRs are most commonly used. Tax saving FDRs have a period of 5 years. Types are 3 types. One is reinvestment, the most popular one, and interest payout and short-term deposits. Reinvestment means your interest is reinvested. It is a cumulative scheme in which interest earned is not paid back but reinvested in the fixed deposit. RD is another type of deposit which is offered by the banks and post offices. RDs. Recurring deposit or RDs are the schemes in which a person invests a fixed amount every month for a specific duration, say for 1 year. At the end he will get his investment and interest accrued, interest outstanding. RDs have same rate of interest as FDRs. Money invested in FDRs and recurring deposits are both compound interest basis, and they are on quarterly basis. Interest is paid only on maturity. Why is recurring deposit useful? If one has financial goals for the future, one can afford to invest small amounts only. A recurring deposit is an ideal product. If However, someone has idle cash and he wants to invest for a financial goal, FDR is a better option as compared to recurring deposit. Here also senior citizens get high rate of interest similar to FDRs, and it's a safe financial instrument and it offers reasonably good returns. And one illustration which you can go through, that is also given in this. If you have a rate of interest, a fixed period for which you are going to invest, then you will be able to use that calculator and find out what will be the amount you will receive after completion of the period, say 5 years. In case of RDs also, tax is deducted at source. TDS is done by the bank. If it is for the interest earned is on recurring deposit is more than 10,000, tax deducted will be 10% by the bank. TDS on income on recurring deposit or FDRs. For all the FDs, for all the branches, if it exceeds 10,000 in a year, then TDS is to be deducted. And for recurring deposit, the tax slab of the investor, that will be considered. If a person submits form 15G to the bank within the first week of April every year, then there will not be any TDS. Senior citizens have to submit 15H to avoid the TDS deduction within first week of April every year. Benefits are, it regularizes savings, encourages saving habits, and it helps you to secure your financial future and helps in building a big corpus. And it's good for new investors who are just starting their careers, and it is useful if you are having short-term financial plans of 1 to 3 years. RDs are basic saving plan in which person regulates his income. It's a safer mode of investment. Now, very commonly, very new, very appealing scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, 1 year personal accidental insurance scheme. Accidental insurance scheme offered for person who are having lesser means of income. It offers protection against death or disability due to accidents. In this scheme, a person has to pay ₹12 as an insurance premium. If he suffers serious injuries due to an accident, he can get up to 2 lakh rupees. If he dies in the accident, his beneficiary will get ₹2 lakh insurance cover. It is for 1 year. After 1 year, the person has to renew it for the next year. Why it is needed? Life is unpredictable. An accident can happen anytime. We have to just face it. And for person who gets affected by some accident, or he gets injured, the person dies, then this insurance policy is going to help his family in the situation. An accidental insurance scheme like Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana gives compensation in case of accidental death and disablement. What will be the benefits? If there is an accidental death, the family of that person will get rupees 2 lakh. In case of total and irrecoverable loss of both eyes, loss of both hands, loss of both feet, will get rupees 2 lakh. Loss of sight of one eye, loss of use of one hand or foot, again the person will get rupees 2 lakh. And in case of loss of sight of one eye or one hand or one foot, the compensation will be 1 lakh. Eligibility point of view, we can have only two eligibilities. The person should have between the age of 18 to 70, and he should have one saving bank account to be eligible for PMSBY. Policy period is, for first year it was 1st June 2015 to 31st May 2016, and it is renewable on yearly basis. Premium is ₹12 per year. Payment mode, automatic deduction from saving bank account. Terms and conditions, he should not be insured in Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana under any other saving bank account. The policy does not cover intentional self-injury or suicide or attempted suicide. Then is another scheme, Atal Pension Yojana scheme, again offered through banks. In this APY scheme, launched by Government of India in the name of our late Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, depending upon the contribution made by a person starting from his age, say from 18 and 40 till 40, he will be getting a sum of rupees 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 and 5,000 monthly pension as per his age, as per the age at which he starts. And pension is a fixed amount paid monthly to a person after his retirement. When the person is working, he has to make a regular monthly contribution or premium for his retirement, and from his pool the pension is paid out later, and from this pool he will be getting the pension. Basic features are that he should be contributing till the age of 60, and after 60 he will be getting monthly pension, and after the death of the person, his wife or his husband will continue to get that amount. after death of spouse, nominee will get a lump sum as determined by the government. We can take an illustration. One person who is 30 years old, his wife is 25 years old, their son is also there, and if he opts for Atal Pension Yojana, then his wife as a benefactor and son as a nominee, and he is contributing 577 per month, that is 6,924 annually. And if he retires at the age of 60, on his 61st year, he will receive 5,000 pension per month. At the age of 75, if the person passes away, then he till his life he'll be receiving, for 15 years he'll be receiving pension, and after that his wife is going to receive his pension. And in case he dies after 5 years, his son being nominee will get the lump sum 8,50,000 rupees. Now we can see the contribution for 18 years. He has to contribute of 42 rupees per month, and for 25 years, if he is 25 years, he'll contribute for 35 years, rupees 76. If he is 30, he'll contribute for 30 years at the rate of rupees 116. For 35 years, he'll contribute 25 years, rupees 181, and if he is 40 years, starting the Yojana at 40 years, he'll contribute for 20 years at the rate of rupees 291. And if he does that, then they will receive a pension, monthly pension of rupees 1,000 in all these cases. So that's it. These are the basic schemes. All the benefit of these schemes, like Atal Pension Scheme, is a simple scheme, easy to understand for the public to understand. It's easier to comprehend, and government is backing it. And for poor people who have no pension plans, nothing to look forward to, then they can invest in this scheme and get the benefit of pension after the age of 60. So that's it, students. I'm closing this session. This is all for types of accounts, types of main accounts offered by banks. So please go through this, and if there are any queries, you are most welcome to ask them. Yes, bank is providing you a very important facility, that is safe deposit lockers. You must have heard from your parents that some function or marriage has to be attended, and they need to go and visit the bank branch for operating locker. Yes, jewelry, cash, and important documents. These are the things which a bank locker can provide you a safe place to keep those. Safe deposit lockers, as we know them, are specially designed lockers which are generally kept at specially built strong rooms for keeping the valuables of hirer. Hirer is the person who is taking locker on rent from the bank branch. In India, safe deposit lockers are available in most of the bank branches. The lockers may be provided at selected branches and are available in various sizes: small, medium, large, and extra large. These can be hired by adults, individuals, either singly or jointly, or any partnership firm, limited company, clubs, associations, trusts, societies, etc. Bank branches maintain a waiting list register. Whosoever comes first get the facility of the locker, and because having limited number, there's always a waiting list. You can choose a locker depending upon the location of the bank and ease of transaction, ease of operating the locker facility. Neighboring branch in which you already have an account is an easy option. How to operate? Bank is going to provide you a key. One key is provided to you, and another key is kept with the bank. And whenever you want to operate that safe deposit locker, you will go to the bank and ask the in charge, and he is going to keep the record of date and time when you operated the locker, and he will take you to the safe deposit strong room, and he will open he and you both will use your keys, and locker the locker will be opened, and you can operate the locker by adding or removing items, whichever whatever you want to do, and close the locker with your key, and that's it. You will come out from the strong room, and this is the way you will operate the safe deposit locker. The relationship is also to be understood. The relationship is clarified by the RBI that it is a bailor and bailee relationship. It is not the relationship of tenant and landlord. Now, after that, we also have to understand what is the retail and wholesale banking. Retail banking is when the banking services are provided to consumers, that is on general public. Consumer banking is also uh, the term which is used for this. Wholesale banking services are provided to government agencies, pension funds, institutional customers, and corporation with strong balance sheet. As you understand that bank is providing you loan, and it is an asset for the bank, and when you think of the balance sheet of the bank, then the asset side is bank loans given to the customers, and the liability side is when bank is accepting takes deposit from his customers, be it fixed deposit, current deposit, like. Now, bank also provides certain types of products. Products means the loans which are given in form of auto loans, home loans, education loans, consumer loans, personal loans, and credit cards also. There are certain products which are offered by the bank which are fee based products. In these types of products, bank is selling insurance policies, mutual fund units, and charging fees for that. And it is also providing certain services like advisory services in case of investment wealth management services, and also certain products like miscellaneous services, like you you get bank draft made in your name, you get electronic remittance facilities through bank in form of NEFT and RTGS. Bank also collect checks on your behalf from other banks. Bank provide collection of taxes from customers on behalf of central bank. Bank also purchase your shares and bonds from stock market also. And also banks offer uh, certain facilities if you give standing instructions like electricity, water, telephone. These payments are done by the bank on standing instructions. Bank also provide net banking, mobile banking, phone banking, etc. Purchasing and selling of foreign currency from to the customer, from or to the customer when they return from abroad or go to abroad. Bank also issues travelers checks to the tourist. Bank issues letter of credit also, debit card, credit card also to its customers. Providing the facilities of withdrawing cash through ATM. Underwriting of shares and debentures issued by the bank. Providing consultancy services regarding shares taxation, etc. Lending advice as a merchant banker to industry about their projects, issue of shares and capital structures, etc. Providing anywhere banking, which includes the facility in which account holder is withdrawing or depositing cash up to a limit of 50,000 across all its bank branches. And when we talk about wholesale banking is when bank offers services to government agencies, pension funds, and other institutional customers. Like our salary, when we get salary, then the salaries are uh, corporate service provided by the banks to the government agencies, and it also has certain facilities like cash management, equipment leasing, last term loans, loan syndication. This is different from retail banking. In retail banking, the focus is on small sector in retail sector, services given to individual consumers. But in but in corporate entities, large corporates, mid-sized companies, and small businesses, the wholesale banking services are more relevant. When we talk about cash management services, it means the facility of providing, handling the cash, collecting the cash with the least delay. When the companies are having cash counters where the cash is collected throughout the day, and at the end the cash is to be handled, is to be managed, is to be transferred, then cash management, procuring of that cash from those sale points, is cash management service. It if the money or cash realize is quickly managed, quickly uh, procured, then the functioning of the company is better, as cash involves risk of transaction, risk of operations also. Now, short-term working capital is also financed by the banks. Short-term loans are provided, long-term loans are provided. Long-term means the loans which are more than 1 year and say 5 to 7 years. When company is going for projects, then project finance is provided to start new projects, and the repayment is done from cash flows from the project in future course of action. Then is leverage lending. Leverage lending is when finance is provided to buy assets, treating those assets as security for the loan. Then is syndicated lending. Syndicated lending is when many banks join together to give huge amount of loans to corporates. No single bank can and should give too much loan to a public entity, otherwise there is a risk to the public money. Bank can give loan in Indian currency or in foreign currency. In case foreign currency, in case you need it for import export. Issuing letter of credit or undertaking guarantees. So you can see these are the various financial services which are provided by the banks to individual as well as corporates in wholesale banking.